how have things changed for you from when we first, when you first started in the 90s, and then, progressing forward through the years? And on that note, what has there been a pivotal point during that time?
People back in the 80s and early 90s became very aware that juries were reacting to what they saw and what was presented to them. So much so that a great deal of attention was placed on video editing, the use of aerial imagery, and basically what would seem now kind of primitive, but at the time was closer to maybe a PowerPoint presentation, but that was revolutionary in the courtroom.
Today, you're using 3D Studio Max, and what other tools do you use in terms of software? And I'm sure I know the answer to, if I ask you what software you're using, it's probably going to be a long list. But
yeah. But I think, like anybody in this field, you have kind of your core programs, and we happen to be split between Maya and Studio Max, and I'm a heavy Studio Max user. But anybody that works in this field, I think you come to realize that the tools are secondary to the fundamentals of 3D, and you should be able to move between programs relatively easily as soon as you become conversant with one of the majors.
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, most recently, I've actually been looking at and trying to try my hands at Blender. And so I tried Blender early on, and it was extremely frustrating because of the interface and everything else. And so I got switched off. And then most recently, I've gone back to look at it, and I'm really impressed with what they've done with the software.
I have to agree with you, and I have it on my workstation, and I have been working with it myself, and I have been amazed at the power of open source, because, as those of you should probably know, it's completely free and completely supported by a joint enterprise of users. The code is available to anyone, and the result is almost every tool that I can think of in terms of rigging, in terms of rendering, in terms of many of the sophisticated, match moving, it's available in Blender. So if I were talking to some 18-year-old, I would probably say I would make Blender a real high priority, because you will clearly have accessibility at no cost to a major platform, and even the few third-party add-ons that you pay for are really reasonably priced. So there's a huge. I've seen examples that I don't believe could be matched or exceeded with any other package, and that shows you how mature it is right now. So
yeah,
that's
for sure.
Huge thing.